This is the Civilization 4 NLL. Welcome to the Noble Leaders League. I am Kjotleik. This is the first division game between Mansa Musa and Peter. The first 3 games Mansa Musa would probably like to just forget and archive in some place far, far away, because he lost all 3 of them. He is rock bottom of the league with 0 points in 18th, and he just wants the season to start today. Peter is number 10 with 3 points after a win, a draw and a loss, and he has a lot more going for him than what Mansa has. Now let's take a look at the starting positions. This is the starting position of Mansa Musa. He's got stone, there is another stone over here, and there are some fish up there. This is a map with very little land, it seems, a lot of water. There are very small continents scattered about, and the starting continent is this one, and there is connection, you can go up to this one that's connected up to the Arctic as well. That's the starting position of Peter, is almost at the international dateline. He's got some iron, some clams, there is sheep and another clam over here. He is riverside with a lot of forests around. There are green lands down at Peter's starting position. Up here at Mansa Musa's there is a little bit less green, but there is also the possibility to get some green over here and across up here, and I think Mansa is closer than Peter, so how fast will they come in contact with each other and how quickly will they become enemies? Let's start the game and find out. Off we go. Second game of the day, Mansa Musa versus Peter. Peter is already annoyed. That's a good sign if you want conflict. They are approximately the same strength. Mansa is a little bit stronger than Peter at the moment actually. 2 cities for Peter before Mansa got his second. They are founding cities. Mansa is founding cities down towards Peter. 3 cities for Peter now. 3 for Mansa. Mansa is coming close, and Peter has gone past Mansa up to the continent that is connected to the Arctic up north as well. So he's trying to get that land for himself, I think. 5 Peter cities, 4 Mansa cities. We are way into the ADs. I didn't catch one AD deadline to see how many cities there are. Theology. Now Mansa is approximately the same strength as Peter. Peter with 5 cities, Mansa with 4. And it looks to me like 6 Peter cities. Yes, Peter is founding more cities, but Mansa suddenly is up to 6 cities as well. Peter has taken upon himself to get that continent that's connected to the Arctic up north, blocking in Mansa Musa in the process. So let's see if Peter can increase his number of cities compared to Mansa in the next few turns. Turn 183 right now. Mansa going for divine rights, and Peter now on philosophy. 7 Russian cities to 6 Malinese ones, different religions, and feudalism for Peter. Mansa is going towards engineering. Turn 206 is here. Still 7 cities Peter, 6 cities Mansa. I think that Peter may regret delaying the settling of the lands too much. 8 cities, now he settled another one, he's up to 8 and going for machinery engineering. Mansa Musa is on guilds. And turn 235, 9 cities Peter, 6 cities to Mansa. It has not been a declaration of war yet, they are busy with expanding, at least Peter is, and now Peter going for optics, while Mansa is going for liberalism. Peter getting optics, but paper next. And there it was, probably Mansa with the liberalism, Peter going for guilds, Mansa is going for the corporation. Turn to 67, still 9 cities, Mansa is going for astronomy, Mansa is going for astronomy. Is it Mansa that is going to expand into the new world first? Mansa going for gunpowder next. He is a little bit weaker than Peter. Peter is going for astronomy now, but Mansa has it already, and Mansa has built a city up in the Arctic. Past Peter, Peter is getting astronomy right now. Mansa Musa has already gotten up there, and Peter is founding another city. And Mansa has founded in the New World all the way to the west, that continent to the west, and is also founded in the middle continent. And Peter has done the same on the western continent down south of it. 11 cities, 12 cities for Peter now. He is trying to win that continent by settling faster than Mansa. Mansa is up to 10 cities. He has settled the second over there. It's a race for the New World. Who can colonize the New World fastest to get the biggest empire? Mansa is now down to 0.8 the strength of Peter, so maybe Peter is building up some units to go to war. We don't know yet. But Peter 14 cities, Mansa 13 cities, and Mansa has been expanding into the New World. He reached it a little bit earlier, but we have the war. I suddenly see we have a declaration of war. How long has this war been going on? I don't know. Peter with 15 cities, Mansa with 14. Let's see what happens in the war. If anyone can lose any cities, Mansa is going towards physics, by the way. Peter is on corporations, and there is the peace treaty. 15 cities, Peter, 14 cities, Mansa going towards steel, Peter going towards gunpowder, 16 cities for Peter, he has founded another one, and we see there are lands that are contested in the New World over there. Peter has one city among the Mansa Musa culture, 16 cities for Peter, 14 cities for Mansa. Mansa going for replaceable parts, Peter is going for military science, 16 cities Peter, 15 cities Mansa, they are both founding cities. Mansa with 0.8 the strength of Peter, so Peter is a little bit stronger, but now Mansa has 16 cities, the same as Peter, turn 367, equal number of cities. Mansa is going for steam power, Peter is going for... Oh, Mansa is 0.8 the strength, Peter is going for printing press, I should say, and there is the next war, next declaration of war, and Mansa Musa has 17 cities, Peter 15, Mansa has 18, Peter 15, so Mansa must have taken a city off of Peter, because Peter had 16 a little while ago, now it's 18 to 15, favoring Mansa Musa. Mansa 18 to 15, but Mansa is still weaker than Peter, but is building a little bit, maybe Peter is losing more units in the war. Mansa is flashing between red and white in the power number there. 17 to 16, Peter got a city. 17 to 16, Mansa is going for combustion, but we have a treaty, a peace treaty that has been signed. 17 cities Mansa, 16 cities Peter, and Mansa is now getting combustion while Peter is getting scientific method, and Mansa has 0.8 the strength of Peter, turned 393, Peter's golden age has ended, combustion is coming from Mansa. What is next? And Peter is going for liberalism, 18 cities. Now Mansa goes for rifling, 18 cities to 16, rifling could be a good tech, and Peter is going for physics, but Mansa is on rifling, and he has rifling right now, so he can update his units. He has 19 cities as well, going towards assembly line, and we have the next declaration of war, 19 cities to 16, favoring Mansa Musa, who is going to lose a city first. Mansa is slowly going towards assembly line. I think he is still updating to rifles. Peter has 17 cities, he must have settled another one. 18 cities to 17, Peter has 17, Mansa has 18, and they are changing places in the scoreboard. It's very close in score between them. The peace treaty was signed, and we have 18 cities Mansa, 17 cities Peter, but we are in the last 100 turns. We are at turn 416, 417 right now. 18 cities each. Mansa Musa on assembly line. Peter is going towards communism. Mansa is settling Dia out, a one-tile island out in the ocean there. For 19 cities to 18. Mansa is now 1.1 times as strong as Peter as well. 1.2 going to get assembly line soon. Peter is on replaceable parts, but we are already on turn 424, which means that a domination victory would require a fast war now, and a war declaration quickly and decisively taking cities. Mansa 20 cities, Peter 18. We have the war that we needed. Let's see who can get the upper hand. Mansa with 1.3 times the strength, going for electricity, while Peter is going towards railroads. 20 cities Mansa, 18 cities Peter. Will this be a Mansa domination, or will it be a Peter domination? 19 cities each. There is a peace treaty. 19 cities each and a peace treaty with 59 turns left on the clock, 58. This is beginning to look like more and more of a draw to me, and that would be a disappointment in this game. It has been a game filled with some action, it has been fun, it has been wars, but nobody have been able to take over the other, and we have a next war. We have 20 cities to 18 favoring Mansa Musa, but with 48 turns left. This must be concluded quickly now for the leader that wants the domination win. Mansa is going to get industrialism, Peter is on combustion. Peter with 20 cities and Mansa is down to 18, so it's Peter that is on the offensive and Mansa is a lot weaker now. Well, not a lot, but 0.8, 0.9, 17 Mansa cities, Peter is taking cities, 21 cities to Mansa 17. Is Peter going to have a comeback here the last 38 turns of the game? Peter 21 cities, Mansa 17, Mansa is down to 16. Peter is going to take this to Mansa Musa, 22 to 16. He lost the city again, Mansa is up to 17. With 30 turns left, Peter 21, Mansa 17. 29 turns, 28 turns, Peter 21 cities, Mansa 17. Can he get enough to win domination? It doesn't look like it because he's not taking cities fast enough. We are 23 turns away from the finish line, but Peter has impressed me again in this game. He has come back towards the end, 21 to 17. Mansa looked like he was going to try to go for a win there for a while, but now Mansa is down to 16 cities and Peter is up to 22. Unfortunately for Peter, it is a little bit too late. 16 turns left, 15 turns left, 22 to, and they signed a peace treaty as well, and that's it for the domination. I think that this is going towards to be a draw. 14 turns left, 22 cities Peter and 16 cities Mansa, even if they attack each other now for the last 3 or 4 turns of the game. It is not going to be enough, it's not going to be any domination here. We are going to see, and it's not going to be a space, and it's probably not going to be a culture either, because they haven't had time to do that, I think. So Peter 22 cities, Mansa 16, 9 turns left of the game. We are at turn 491, 492 now. Peter 22, Mansa Musa 16 cities, but Peter in a peace treaty, Mansa Musa. Peter tried towards the end there, but he signed peace, and that was it. He would probably not have made it anyway, but 4 turns left, and this is going to be a draw. Peter 22 cities, Mansa Musa 16, and it's going to be a point for each. We are just waiting for it, unless we get a shock. We get a war declaration, of course, but that is way too late. It doesn't matter by now. It's 1 turn left, and there it is. Peter failed to win the game. It was a time, which is a draw, so 1 point each. So there is no one to congratulate with the win, but we can congratulate both Peter and Mansa Musa for a very entertaining game. This was not boring. They both tried, they went to war, they took cities, they lost cities. It was tense for a while there. Around turn 400, I didn't know. One of them could have gotten the upper hand, and Peter did get the upper hand towards the end, but it was a little bit too late. So, let's just go and take a look at the replay, shall we? It probably comes as no surprise to anyone, but of the 6 wars that were declared in this game, Peter declared all 6 of them. Also, he proved to be very good in war because he was winning 5 of them and only 1 war ended in a standoff. That was the last war he declared in 2078, 2 turns before time ran out. So if he had not signed so many peace treaties, he probably would have won the game, but that is just something that I imagine would happen. Let's look at the stats. These are the graphs. They are pretty even in score until Mansa Musa started to lose some cities in the wars. The GNP, we see Mansa was ahead very much in the middle game here, but then he dropped down and they were almost equal until Mansa dropped again after losing some cities in the war. The production was pretty even up until around 1960, 1970, 1980, where Mansa actually was number 1 for the rest of the game. The food was pretty even with some periods Peter, some periods Mansa, and then Peter again towards the end. Power was also pretty even. Culture, we see Mansa losing cities and doing culture bombs, losing cities, and then losing cities towards the end there. Espionage, it was Peter. Demographics, Mansa Musa's values, Peter's values. It ended up with, it was Peter that had the best numbers overall in the end though. So let's not dwell on that. Let's go and take a look at the cities and the wonders. Let's go bottom here to see, yes, Stonehenge and Mahabodhi and Temple of Artemis, 3 of them in the BC era, rest in the ADs. Of the cities, Peter has Moscow as number 1, and then the 2nd and the 3rd and the 4th and the 5th and the 6th. So Peter has all the top 6 cities. Statistics, Mansa Musa 22 cities built, 6 religions, 2 golden ages. We see 25 lumber mills, 22 windmills and 12 fishing boats. In those cities you built 19 granaries and lighthouses and 17 harbors, down to 3 Christian cathedrals, page down. And you see with the start of the wonders here, Great Wall is here, Hanging Gardens, Colossus, Great Lighthouse, Broadway. You built an academy, worth mentioning, Stonehenge, Statue of Zeus is here, page down. Also the Spiral Minaret, Taj Mahal is here, worth mentioning, and Versailles, top. Currently you have 40 infantry, 14 workers and 13 tanks, and 1 great spy. You did build 32 workers, 28 workboats, 22 settlers, and we see down to 6 great generals, page down. And finally 1 great artist at the bottom here. Kills for Mansa Musa, 38 galleons, 36 frigates, 19 Cossacks, all the way down to 1 privateer. Your losses though? 24 infantry, 12 cavalry, 9 cannons and 9 galleons, all the way down to 1 spy. Then we take a look at Peter's numbers. 16 cities built, 1 religion founded, 1 golden age. Currently you have 41 towns, 38 windmills and 28 workshops. You built in your cities 19 barracks, 18 granaries, 17 lighthouses, and we see down to 2 palaces, okay. Page down. Bunker, okay, we are getting into Forbidden Palace here. Is here Notre Dame is a wonder at least. You built a military academy, see here, University of Sankor, you have the Mausoleum of Masolos pyramids, Great Library, Oracle Parthenon, and you built the Apostolic Palace as well, go page down. And we see the Sistine Chapel and Jewish Monastery down at the bottom here, Hagia Sophia is here, Angkor Wat and stuff. Currently you have 89 infantries, 53 Cossacks, 19 workers, 17 cannons, all the way down to a workboat. You built 54 Cossacks, 43 workposts, 37 caravels, down to 8 ironclads. Let's go page down and see the last, which is 1 machine gun. You killed, let's confirm the numbers, 24 infantries, 12 cavalries, all the way down to a spy, and the losses were 38 galleons, 36 frigates, 19 Cossacks, all the way down to a settler at the bottom. So we are about to figure out how close they were to a victory here. Peter, yeah, very far off, 74%, he had 58% of the land area, so he was nowhere close. When it comes to culture, well, it doesn't look that close either, to be honest. So, nowhere close to winning anything, I'm afraid. Let's go exit and take a look at the cities, Mansa Musa cities then. The first one is Katsina with 18 pop, Agada 17, Bilma 17. Building a lot of units for the war efforts and a few buildings. And here we see the production, and here we see the commerce, and we see that there is so unhappy and unhealthy things happening in your cities. Okay, that's it. Let's go take a look at the cities of Peter then. Let's go Peter of the Russian Empire, okay. And here we see something happening. I guess we can just click on this one to get the cities immediately up. Moscow 16 pop, Yakutsk 16, St. Petersburg 15. And there is a lot of production in Moscow, 111. And we see the factories and dry docks, and then some destroyers are being built, and a lot of factories in the process of being built, so that's going to help. Spoiler alert, results and updated league tables follows after this screen. In the league tables, Mansa Musa is now 17th with 1 point and negative 34 score turn difference. Peter is number 6 at the moment with his 4 points and a negative 1 score turn difference. Tomorrow there will be 2 games from the 3rd division. We start off with Alexander versus Ragnar, and the second game of tomorrow is Lincoln versus Napoleon. I am Kjotleik, this has been the Noble Leaders League. I hope to see you back tomorrow, but for now, goodbye.